Hello, horror fan friends, and welcome. My name is Crystal, and today we're going to be talking about 5 horror films that I haven't seen yet and I want to see. Timestamps are on the bottom if you want to skip around a bit. Don't worry, I won't be offended. And make sure you stay until the end of this video because the last film that I mentioned will probably shock you. The first film on my list is Swallow. So I've seen this film floating around, and this poster for it is giving these kind of vibes, which I'm really not mad at. I actually had just read the synopsis a few weeks ago, and of course, it sparked my interest. So in the film, we follow a young housewife with a seemingly perfect marriage, but then she develops a disorder that gives her an irresistible urge to eat inedible objects. So the first thing that comes to my mind is, what the fuck is she eating? And of course, I did watch the trailer, and it looks really good. I think it'll be a really good film about how people deal with their mental health, especially when it comes to like validation, self-worth, anxiety, and just wanting to be good enough. So the next film on my list is Spree. And this is another one that I've seen kind of floating around. And my sister, shout out to her, has been urging me to watch it. So in the film, we follow a rideshare driver who is desperate for an online following and has figured out a deadly plan to go viral. And he will stop at nothing to get his 5 minutes of fame. So just from the trailer alone, I am into this really deranged character of Kurt and his antics to essentially kill anybody that gets into his car. What's also very scary about this film is that this could actually happen, and I'm sure those true crime fans out there can probably tell me a few times that it has happened, but I think it'll be a fun ride. So the next film on the list is A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. I really didn't know anything about this film until I was watching Shudder Eli Roth's History of Horror. And it was their vampire episode, and they talked about the film, which of course sparked my interest. So in the Iranian ghost town Bad City, a place that reeks of death and loneliness, the townspeople are unaware that they are being stalked by a lonesome vampire. So after watching the trailer, I was even more excited because it gave me a lot of like kick-ass girl power energy. The film is also in black and white, and I really like the idea of the villain being a vampire. I feel like this is the kind of film that I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna feel like very sophisticated and educated after I watch it, if that makes any sense. Moving on to the next film, it's Raw. I know a lot of you have probably heard about this film and have probably already watched it, but I have yet to see it. So we follow a young woman who is a vegetarian and is studying to be a veterinarian and tries raw meat for the first week of classes, and her true self starts to emerge, and apparently she is into eating human flesh. And from the trailer that I watched, it looks really good. It looks unique. And yes, I'm sure it is gory and nasty, but I think there's gonna be a really good story underneath all of that. All right, guys, last but certainly not least is The Witch. I know. Who am I? Can I even call myself a horror fan because I haven't seen this film yet? I know. I also cannot believe that I haven't seen it yet either. Even more so because last week I did a review on Last Night in Soho, and I talked about Anna Taylor-Joy, who is obviously the lead character in The Witch, and I said how much I liked her. So in the film, we follow a family in the 1630s who are torn apart by the forces of witchcraft, black magic, and possession. And from the trailer alone, I don't know why I haven't watched it yet either. I mean, it has all the things that I love, and it looks truly scary. All right, guys, that's my list of the 5 horror films that I have yet to see, and I'm planning on watching them soon, I promise. Let me know in the comments which one I should watch first. Also, let me know if there's any horror films that you're planning to watch and that you haven't yet. Also, let me know if there's any films that I mentioned on my list that you want me to do a deep dive into after I watch them, of course. All right, friends, that's gonna be it for me and this video. If you like these kinds of videos, there is a link in the description box below. There's also stuff floating around the screen as well. Thanks so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. You can follow me on my social medias if you want to. Links for those are in the description box below as well. And of course, I'll see you guys soon.